Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
And my name is King Kong.
And today I'm going to be Godzilla. Because it's King Kong vs. Godzilla time.
Yeah.
Woo!
So if you guys have not seen that movie, it's a
Go check it out.
Definitely
Do
must
it.
watch.
Do it. Definitely my favorite of the Godzilla suits. I love this guy.
It's my favorite King Kong suits. I mean, have you seen the other ones? No other ones have battle wear and tear like this one does.
We're going to get into that in a few. But if you guys haven't seen the premise, originally the movie, I believe, was supposed to be the Wolfman versus Godzilla.
Or was it Frankenstein?
There's also Frankenstein. And then they finally got the other Universal monster, King Kong, to fight Godzilla. But pretty much the movie starts off with Godzilla getting out of the glacier.
From the last
starts,
one.
Yeah, pretty much from leaving off from 1955, Godzilla raids again. And on another little side plot, a couple of explorers go check out Faroe Island because they hear that there is also word of another giant monster, which this one is a giant gorilla, King Kong. And come to find out, they didn't believe that the monster is actually real. He is. Fights an octopus.
Just time out, Steve. How many islands are we going to go that nobody else explored until now? Are we going to go through these movies?
There was some natives.
Yeah.
The one dude knew who it was.
Yeah, how many islands are we going to go through, though? It seems like each movie, there's a new island and a new monster that comes from. How many are we going to go through, or is this it?
No. They get their own island eventually.
That sounds amazing. Just battle arena. Fight.
That's kind of it.
And let me guess, the 98 wins all of it, right?
Sure. But they end up taking King Kong off the island after some native chanting and booby shaking. And King Kong getting flat out drunk.
No, you don't want to see that part.
And they end up getting King Kong and Godzilla to fight in an epic monster wrestling match of awesomeness, which this movie is.
There's a fire scene, kicking boulders. Amazing.
King Kong's electrocuting people.
Which
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be from the Frankenstein.
Yeah, maybe. They might have kept that in for reasons.
Maybe you guys know. You let us know.
Yeah. But pretty much for the overall plot, I love the plot for this film. Like, it works really well for me, personally. Especially, because one thing that we liked about Godzilla Raids Again is that there's monsters fighting. What better than two iconic monsters fighting? People are complaining, oh, Godzilla's fighting Mutos in 2014. Well, in this movie, you have him fighting another legendary monster. That is the King Kong, which... The only thing that sucks is the King Kong suit looked horrible, but we'll go over that in a second. Unlike somebody... Ow!
Don't you diss that classic suit. That thing looked amazing.
But for the plot, it's really sweet. Especially since there's a lot of, you can tell this movie's from back in the day, too, which is something I could really get behind, too. It's when they go to the island, they're giving children cigarettes. They're don't tell your mommy. Kids yay!
Yeah, that was...
Khan's getting flat out drunk, and they're promoting it.
Alcohol and cigarettes and women.
Yeah, there's dudes unbreakable wires, women dancing, scantily clad women dancing for the time. Anyways, I remember I had such a hot spot that girl when I was a kid.
Didn't we just scroll across her picture on that phone?
Maybe.
Oh.
Well, that's nowadays, yeah. But back then, it was oh. I was fine.
Did Miggy take over your hand back then, Steve?
Miggy had nothing to do with it. If you guys haven't checked out our anime review,
you should.
Right up here. And I just like where the plot went to, because it was it ties in nicely with Godzilla Raids Again, while also having, I'm not going to say a believable plot, but I do like what they were going with to try to get the monsters to fight, because big corporation wants to earn more money, so they're trying to get another monster to help promote, since Godzilla is now a thing again. So they're we need our own monster! So they go and find one.
Oh, the owner of the company?
Yeah.
I must have my own monster.
We need a monster. Love that guy. And then he almost blows him up. That guy was sweet. Not as quite as sweet as the guy my corns. How do you know there's monster around? My corns are hurting. It's just get your feet off my camera. Same with the native guy. Oh. Their translator.
Yeah.
That guy was sweet too.
This movie had a lot of good points in it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Where he's just like, the chieftain wants us off their island.
Right now.
Right now. The guy's like, oh, my horns are telling me to go. Gotta go. They fight. They toss a lizard off a cliff. He's like, tosses it. Like, oh man, there's just so much like enjoyable things in this movie. But it's one thing though you gotta appreciate with this movie is that compared to the first two movies we watched, which are funny because this is the first colored Godzilla film, is that the original black and white ones are definitely what I would say are more serious Godzilla films. Well, if you're watching the Japanese ones anyway, they're definitely more serious films.
Okay, I'll give you that.
If you're Gigantic Safari Monster is definitely not in that same vein. But like they're sound to be very serious movies. Well, in King Kong vs. Godzilla, we have foregone that in the way of awesome giant monster wrestling matches.
And you can also notice this is the era, the time where the whole hentai thing starts up. Because the first thing is just you just see a squid. Just Godzilla. Not Godzilla. Excuse me, King Kong and a squid.
It's probably one of the only times I'll say that the effects don't hold up quite as well.
Yes.
Is when they have like the live action squid, but they enlarge it and then they green screen the live action people. But you can definitely tell that they're not supposed to be on the same plane. Not even close. But
this was a trial and error time.
Yeah, but then like when he's fighting King Kong, looks cool, looks believable. Like I like that he kind of slimes up King Kong. It's lubricating, I guess. King Kong's like throwing rocks at him, but they're bouncing off the green screen. But it's still cool. Like even when I was watching as a kid, I loved it. And then most of the rest of the plot's pretty much just monsters kind of doing their own thing, and them trying to get the monsters back in the fighting because classic Godzilla, they meet up once. The fight doesn't last very long. And then they separate on their own ways, and then eventually they try to get the monsters to come back to fight each other again. Which definitely is a little bit more of an epic confrontation the second time around.
Who do you think won the first fight?
I'm pretty sure Godzilla won the first fight.
You sure?
Godzilla's like torches chest, and Kong's like, nope, just runs off.
You sure?
I don't even say run off, he like walked off slowly. Godzilla's just like, yeah. With this weird claw in together hand clap. And then next we will go over the suits. Which, for the Godzilla suit, definitely my favorite. Like, pretty much my favorite Godzilla suit ever. Really loved it for the time because it's definitely a lot different than a lot of the other Godzilla suits where it's very reptilian looking without it being, as well, still also keeping like the dinosaur aesthetics. Where like a lot of people like the Heisei Godzillas and stuff, or the Heisei Godzilla, stuff like that, where he has like the ears and kind of has a more like cat feature face where it's very like rounded. Still like also like Godzilla, but they kind of have like this weird aesthetic, and then you got like the shows where a little bit more kiddie. Well, this Godzilla still looks terrifying, but has a more meaner appearance to him than a lot of the other Godzillas.
Is that him up there?
That's him right there.
Oh, right down there.
Yeah, this guy right here, the one sitting on my lap.
Yeah, definitely. Like his face and his features just...
Yeah, he looks cool. Like, the only thing that's kind of weird is his chest is a little bit flat, but it's really about it. Like, he's even like the nice bulky Godzilla. Looks awesome from the front. And it's literally like they didn't really come back to that same kind of style of suit until, what, Godzilla 2000? So next time he really looked reptilian.
I don't know.
He hasn't really seen it yet, so we'll get to it. So
I saw like a handful of Godzilla movies. I saw the 98, 2014.
That was good.
2000. Godzilla 2000.
Yeah.
And then I saw the King Kong, and then the first two you made me watch.
Yeah, which we're getting the Godzilla versus the Thing next.
I just can't wait for Godzilla versus that cat.
Godzilla's Revenge?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one, folks.
I seen that scene, and I was like, hey.
Oh, man. Yeah, I made him watch part of it. He's like, why are we watching all of this? I'm like, there's reasons. But, yeah, so for the suit, love the Godzilla suit. God, I hate the King Kong suit, though. Like,
Why?
It's not horrible, but it looks better farther away than close up.
Explain to me, why you hate this suit so much? I would like to know, these guys would like to know, probably maybe 1 out of every 8 million people. But,
like from far away, it looks like a gorilla suit.
Yeah.
Kind of, not really like remnant of the original Universal King Kong, which is the claymation one from, I want to say 32. I'm probably wrong. I'll put right here if I'm wrong. But I want to say 32. And it looks cool from a distance. Like, he's got, like, the nice brown skin texture. Very ape-looking. He has, like, the skin on the chest, stuff like that. He has, like, the weird little curly Q thing on top of his head.
You get up close.
But, yeah, when you get up close, it's just, like, that puppet face. And it's just, like, I thought Minecraft was a newer thing. Like, why does my ape have a very blocky-looking face? It's just... Especially when he's getting drunk, because his eyes can't really, like, close all the way.
He's, like, having a small seizure or something.
Just, like, I don't get it.
You just don't get it.
But it's
you
like,
just can't appreciate
limitation for the time, I understand. Even in King Kong Escapes. Doesn't look very good. Like, that one actually looks not that great from a distance either, but...
At least this one looked good from distance.
Yeah, like, for the most part, I still, like, I enjoyed it. It's just, I think it could have been better.
My issue with the suit was, as you went through the movie, it kept getting worse, and you can tell that they did not keep up with it. Like, they just did not.
Yeah, you can tell there's some... Well, that's just, like, the battle damage. Like, he's getting hurt in the fights.
So we fixed the hurts with some hot glue and rubber?
Something like
that. Yeah, that's... But I still love that suit. It was amazing. It was one of my favorite King Kong suits.
There's only, like, 2. There's that one, then you got the Jeff Bridges King Kong.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'll give this one that.
Yeah. Yeah. I win. Arnes wins once.
He wins, okay. So, in terms of the Godzilla suit, love the Godzilla. King Kong suit's okay. Could have been better. But for the most part, it works really well.
This probably is one of my favorite so far Godzilla suits. And yet, like I said, yet again, I only seen the 2. And the second one we don't even count. That's
Yeah, we're gonna get to some ones that we'll be testing our
limitations.
Yeah.
So far this is one of my favorite suits.
Yeah, there's some hit and misses here and there. And then for the special effects, again, like, the only real noticeably bad special effects is when they're dealing with when they want to have people actually in a shot, like live action people. Which
shouldn't have done that.
Which I almost wish they would have done the toys.
Yeah.
like when he's holding the girl in his hands when he's on top of the building when he's getting ready to get drunk, you can tell that it's a toy when he's holding it, or like just a prop. But when they have like people away from them, they're trying to do like the green screen thing again. It has this like weird bluish tint to it, which again kind of throws you out of the movie a little bit, because that's where you start getting, you're like, okay, I'm actually not watching stuff on the same plane. Which is a little odd. Especially with the octopus scene where you first get introduced to King Kong. It's pretty bad.
The hentai scene never existed in that movie. We'll just say that. Because that's one of the
But then again, some of the special effects I really love in this movie. Kind of like when they have, like, King Kong is... Like, when Godzilla gets to the electrical lines, they're like, oh, Godzilla does like electricals and stuff. And he's like walking in, there's some electricity. He's like, yo... And then you have King Kong that just runs full-blown into the power lines, chewing on it. You see the electricity flowing from his mouth and onto his hands and everything.
It's where he gets his special abilities from.
Yeah, where he gets his awesome, not Frankenstein powers.
I'm pretty sure he got the Frankenstein powers. They just forgot to switch that in the script.
Yeah, but it looks cool. Like, It's believable. Like, it looks like lightning's actually, like, trickling from everywhere around him. Especially when he's, like, towards the later half of the movie when he's fighting Godzilla and he uses these powers, too. Looks sweet. I really liked it. Even though atomic breath doesn't look quite like a fire extinguisher
I think
anymore.
They upgraded it. Yeah, it's not fire extinguisher anymore.
It's a little bit more believable.
Especially when it burns his chest.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. It's waiting for the actors to stop, drop, and roll.
I was waiting at one point. It got pretty bad.
Yeah, like they blew up the suit. He's in the water. Like when they're bringing him back from Faroe Island. And then you see him get out of the water. That's when you're like, that's a dude. That's a full-blown dude in some suit.
Oh. You always know how to find the best scenes, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, there's stuff like that. But there is, like, what I would consider a lot of money shots in this movie, too, though. Because, like, certain scenes that I really love is, like, when Godzilla kangaroo kicks King Kong, like, down the cliff. That part's amazing.
Kicking rock part?
Yeah, there's that part. That's awesome. There's where King Kong's like electrocuting Godzilla's tail, holding onto it. At first, he's like rodeoing him up. There's that. There's like when the one of the main actresses is on the train when they're leaving the town, and Godzilla's like far away coming up on it. That scene looks really good. But most of the fights, like the fight actually in this movie is really good. Like I was actually pretty impressed with how they did this one in comparison to the only other one where we really had fights was Raiders Again, where the fights were a little bit more animalistic, but they sped it up a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like, the speed.
While on this one, everything's more or less pretty much done on normal time, which I liked it personally, and then it's just more of an actual like fight, like something that you expect to see like on WWE or TNA, where it's more like a wrestling match.
It's where the actual guys fought.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a spectacle to watch, where you're not watching it just because it's a fight to be a fight. It's a fight to keep you entertained. And especially at the scene where they're like both on both sides of the castle and they're just clawing at it to get at each other. Like that's like one of the most iconic shots from that movie anyways. And it's just, this movie has between all the other ones, it's the first one where I started really remembering a lot of the movie. Because there's certain parts in like each of the black and white films, like I remember pretty well, like Godzilla like holding the train in his mouth, he spits it out, and then like
certain parts you remember.
There's like Raids Again. I remember more of like the suits popping open.
You don't remember the water scene?
Yeah, there's like the water scene. Well, this one, it's like I could off the top of my head, I could tell you the majority of the movie,
and that's
just
by
the
good.
Scenes. Yeah, most of the acting's done really well. Even watching the dubbed, I still enjoy it. Like it's one of the ones like the dub doesn't really bother me on this one.
There's a Japanese version?
Yeah, crazy, right?
Oh, I gotta watch this.
Whoa, yeah, man. We totally just didn't watch the dub. It was just like, that's it. I've never actually seen the full Japanese version.
Really?
It's just one of those movies I never really had the urge to actually watch it.
Steve, you're gonna get like 7 dislikes for that, just so you know.
Probably. I can't really say that for a lot of Godzilla movies, because a lot of them I've either watched the Japanese one, or that's how I originally started watching it. But it's definitely one of those movies where you have to be able to appreciate a little bit of campiness, because, again, it's not like the first 2 Godzilla movies, where it's definitely more of a serious tone when you're watching the Japanese. This is definitely more of a fun, lighthearted version of Godzilla, and then definitely the first one we're going to get to, where it definitely gets a lot more lighthearted after this. But, definitely recommend you guys go check out this movie. Definitely worth your time.
Definitely. It's a must-watch. On my side, from somebody who doesn't usually watch Godzilla movies, definitely good. Suit's amazing. I don't know what he's complaining. CGI, right? Yeah, we'll say that's sure. CGI. Some CGI has some issues on it, but what year was that movie made in?
62.
Yeah, see, it's okay. I mean, I wish they had used toys, like he said, instead of CGI, but we'll forgive him on that one.
At least at the time. But what do you guys think? Have you guys seen King Kong vs. Godzilla? Let us know in the comments below. Help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button. Subscribe to become a Ranger today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.